even though I'm giving it a high grade, I can't watch it again. It's just I can't do these slave movies, man. I get too mad, I get too pissed off. Alright, y'all. I went against my word, and I said I wasn't gonna watch any more slave movies, but here it is. I'm reviewing Emancipation, starring Will Smith, directed by Antoine Fuqua, and that's the only reason I'm watching this is because of Antoine Fuqua, because I fucks with him, I like his work, and I trust him. I say, you know what, okay, I don't like slave movies, but okay, if we have a brother in the director's seat, I know he'll do it justice where we'll come out looking good in the end, where we'll come out with our heads up and feeling somewhat better. This movie is very grim, very bleak, very dark. There's like extreme desaturation, right? So I'm thinking that this is a black and white movie at first. I'm like, no, this is color, but this is really desaturated. This is a really gritty, dirty, nasty, somber, but yet hopeful film. And I'm gonna say right off the bat, Will Smith is gonna get nominated for an Oscar. And if you ask me, I would say look at the competition this year. Even though I haven't seen a whole lot of movies, but I gotta say it's very likely that Will Smith is gonna repeat as an Oscar winner, and it's gonna be weird as hell. Will Smith wins the Oscar, he's gonna be sitting at home accepting the award. Well, you brought it on yourself, brother. You brought it on yourself. But yeah, Will Smith gives a very masterful, heartbreaking performance. All right, on the level of DiCaprio in The Revenant. Only difference is in The Revenant, DiCaprio got almost mauled and violated by a bear. In this one, Will Smith goes toe to toe with an alligator. And I'm gonna spoil this shit. Will wins. I ain't bullshitting y'all. Will Smith went toe to toe with Lake Placid and came out on top. That's how I knew from that point Will was gonna be okay. So yo, this should be no shocker here. You know, this is Will Smith. Will Smith doesn't die in his movies, except for what, 7 pounds? Fuck out of here. So Rashad, you spoil. I don't give a fuck. Yes, Will does not die in his movies. All right, fuck out of here. Or maybe Independence Day, but he died off screen. Emancipation is such a hard film to watch, yo. It's just, like by the second act, I said, okay, the only way I'm gonna get any satisfaction out of this movie is if it has a Django type ending. Because see, Django was like kind of like a comic booky type film where you saw the slave shit, but it wasn't that bad because you knew this is Tarantino verse fiction, okay? But in this here, this shit was like really realistic. So when people get whipped and blown up and beat up, like you hear the flesh get hit, you feel the chunks get ripped out the back. This is a very disturbing film to watch. And I'm like, here we go again. Listen, this is probably, okay, now, I really mean it this time. I don't care if Spike Lee directs a slave movie. This is the last time, goddammit, I'm saying it now. I don't want to see no more slave movies. I'm done. I'm done watching movies about traumatic shit that happened to black people. You know what I'm saying? This is like, okay, I got my ass kicked when I was a kid. My mom used to beat my ass, right? And those were some bad ass whoopings. And, of course, you grow up, you move on, okay? I deserved a lot of those ass whoopings. But I'm just saying, those were very traumatic times for me. And I don't want to keep reliving that, okay? Stop showing me my trauma from what happened when I got my ass whooped as a kid. I don't want to see it no more, okay? I want to see more of shit like Black Panther. I want to see us as kings and queens. I want to see more shit like Boomerang, where black people are thriving in the business world. You know what I'm saying? I want to see more shit like that. I want to see stories about successful black people and not our, I know the history. We've seen Roots. We've seen 12 Years a Slave. We've seen Glory, okay? We know the brutal, harsh reality of what happened. I don't want to see it again, okay? There's a reason why there was never a Schindler's List 2. Right? There's a reason why Schindler's List is the definitive Holocaust movie, and there was no need to do anymore. Okay, we have there was a couple of more movies made after that, but like few and far in between. But it seems like movies about slavery is like kind of like a hot trend. And yes, even though I said Will Smith will deserve to win the Oscar, but damn, you wanna win playing a slave again? Even though it does have, the movie ends with a glimmer of hope. Okay, it does end on somewhat of a high note, but this motherfucker went through hell, yo. Like, this is like watching The Revenant and First Blood all in one movie, but with the intensity turned all the way up. Will went through some shit in this movie, okay? The alligator thing was just like, you know, that was intense too, but this motherfucker went through some shit. But, like I said, there is some satisfaction because those slave owners, they do get fucked up. And also, okay, one highlight too I will point out here is that you get to see the mindset of a slave owner, how they think and why they see black people the way they did. Because I remember being younger, I said, well, why do racist white people hate us so much? Like, well, what is it about black people that racist white people hate so much? You know, I never understood it. And there's a monologue by, I can't remember the actor's name, but I know he was that annoying kid from Harry Potter. But he has a monologue where he explains why he sees black people the way he does. And I'm like, you know what, that makes sense. Now, I'm not saying that it's right, but I say, okay, I understand now why they see us a certain way because we're considered threats. That's why a lot of slave owners did not want us to learn how to read. They didn't want us to learn anything because they feared that if they gave us anything that we would take over. Like they saw something in us that they knew our royalty, they knew our talent and our just, you know, our aura, you know what I'm saying? Our Rick James aura. They seen that shit. They knew if they gave us an inch that we would take over and run shit the way we want to run it. You know, and here it is years later, and it's like, you know, in a lot of ways, motherfuckers, you know, knee is still on our neck. But the difference is now is that there's more black people with knee on black people's neck than white folks now. You know what I'm saying? That your Candace Owens and your Brandon Tatums and your you know, Clarence Thomases. You know, you got you know, people like Charles Barkley. You know, like these people are encouraging the powers that be to be more harsh on us. Like, you know, yeah, don't let Kyrie Irving get away with that. Just Charles Barkley. Don't let Kyrie Irving get away with that. His penalty should be harsh, master. No, make his penalty more hard. No, cut his fingers off and take his children away from him. That should be the punishment. Oh, master, I wish you left me in charge. I'd do a lot more worse than Kyrie. Ain't that right, Shaq? Well, Chuck, I can't back that one up. I called the man an idiot, but you know what? That's going too far, Chuck. I can't fuck with you. Yeah, Shaq hasn't gone full coon yet, but yeah, Chuck, psh, yeah. Yo, you look up coon, you see a picture of Chuck and Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens like this, smiling. So anyways, back to the movie, y'all. Yeah, this film is just, it's hard to watch. I'll never watch it again. Like Precious, like Passion of the Christ, I can't watch it again, but it was a well-made film, very in your face and just graphic. And you'll never forget it. Okay, I only need to watch this one time. I watched Precious once, and I never forgot it. I watched this movie once, and I'll never forget it. So, from a technical standpoint, from a story standpoint, from a performance standpoint, this movie hit it on all cylinders. I mean, if I could have any gripes, if I could say anything that this movie struggled in was pacing. You know, this had a runtime of over 2 hours long, and there were times where I was, yeah, here I go again. Yes, I was dozing off a little bit. I was kind of losing interest. I was going in my phone. And at times, it felt like, you know, okay. And also, then it felt like the movie kind of like really did like a real switch. Like, it goes from being this movie about Will escaping and trying to get back to his family. It almost put me in the mind of Apocalypto / Revenant. But then it turns into Glory, where this dude goes from running from the slave masters and survival to now he's in the Civil War, fighting for this country. No boot camp or nothing. Just went straight from the swamps of Baton Rouge to now he has a uniform on shooting motherfuckers. Alright, I'm like, well, damn. Will gotta be the baddest motherfucker on the planet. This dude fought an alligator, killed a slave master, put on a suit, and started shooting with no fucking boot camp, no kind of training. Will's a bad motherfucker, boy, and slapped the shot at Chris Rock. I give this movie a B+, y'all, and even though I'm giving it a high grade, I can't watch it again. It's just, I can't do these slave movies, man. I get too mad, I get too pissed off. Shit is too close to home, and I can hear some people now, well, Rashad, you know, you weren't a slave, so why should it bother you? That's so long ago, get over it, it happened, yada, 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 yada. I hate some of the rhetoric that goes on right now, where you have two extreme sides. One side saying, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, slavery happened, get over it. And actually, I think Tatum has the worst. Brandon Tatum, who is black, has the worst take on slavery because Brandon Tatum said, he's like, well, you know, not all slave masters were bad. You know, some slave masters treated their slaves with dignity and treated them real good. Put it this way, if Brandon Tatum was back in the day, you know who would be in the big house. Ooh, Massa, he ain't picking his cotton. Get it, Massa. You want me to get him? You lucky I ain't out there. I ain't nice as boss. I'll get your black ass. Punk ass motherfucker. Anyways, y'all, what y'all think about Emancipation? Comment freely below. What you think of Will Smith's performance? Do you fuck with Will, or did you cut him off after the slap? Comment freely below. Let me know what you thought. If you like and dig this content, hit that like and subscribe notification bell in the corner. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.